What's going on? My name is Sid and welcome back to the channel. Yes, today we're talking about ultra mooded events. We've gotten these in the last update, the Contractor, before we just had mooded events. They were these, where it would be a new event, but it would have a different vibe on it, a different mood, from apocalypse to the 70s to a neon retro style. These were in the Summer in Hollywood update, but when the Contractor rolled around with absolutely no content, we instead got ultra mooded events, which were events already in the game, then changed to have new assets and a completely new look. So today I'm gonna go into all of these ultra mooded events and rank them from worst to best. Now remember, this is my own ranking, so yours may be different. And while you're here, I do a bunch of content on the crew too, so it'd be very much appreciated. Head down there, subscribe with notifications on, and leave a like while you're down there. Okay, let's go into the first one. Here we are, ranking at the very, very bottom is Valentine's. Now I know what you're thinking. Sid, this is a mooded event, not an ultra mooded event. This isn't, you know, this is the Light Rider, a retro 80s style mooded event, not Valentine's, Sid, you muppet. Well, here's the thing, is not only is this just a bad mooded event regardless, right? Not this, but the Valentine's. The ultra mood events, obviously being over old events that are already in the game, this was the one it was over. However, the only problem was, they didn't actually add that event to the game. We didn't get the Valentine's mood event added to the game. Instead, it was just in that summit. So they did kind of lie. You know, they lied about adding an ultra mood event, but you know, that's one of the reasons it's down here at the very bottom of all the ultra mooded events. And even as far as, even if it was just added to the game, it just wasn't a good ultra mooded event. The looks of it was just one arrow asset. It was one Valentine's arrow asset spammed across the entire race. The race was almost exactly the same on the entire way. Exactly the same. Except for one thing. One arrow asset put on the map everywhere. I did a video on this, of course, like I did on all the Ultra Mood events. And yeah, I stood by just being like, oh, so it's bad. I mean, it was an Ultra Mood event over a mooded event, you know? It's like, like, what are you even doing at that point? And maybe that's one of the reasons they didn't add it, but I don't know. It just was bad. To be honest, I prefer this right now. This in the rad DeLorean with the jamming music in the background. I'll let it play a bit. Like 10 times better than the Valentine's version, which was utterly terrible, honestly. I think it was a shoddy excuse for an ultra mood event. It wasn't even added to the game properly, so they did just lie about it. And you know what? Maybe I'm glad it wasn't added to the game, but I'm not glad they lied. So that is in last place, the Valentine's Ultra Mood event, which isn't even in the game. In second worst, yes, is the Chinese New Year, the Year of the Tiger event. This was for the Lunar Year Summit, and honestly, I think it's a pretty easy one, this one. Although it is a lot of fun, this event, I don't think it compares to the other events on this list. It does have a noticeable number of assets, which is a shame, you know, because they're not really impeding a lot on the rest of the race, you know. Most of the upcoming races, they actually affect a lot of the world, you know, and this one sort of is more just things put on the world, which isn't a problem, you know. I definitely say it's still a good event. It's got these fireworks, which are really nice. They're really well done. That isn't, okay, yep, that is not well done. I mean, nitro, whatever. That's more of a nitro problem. But all around, it's an okay event. It's on a decent event. I think it's maybe Coral Gables, something along those lines, or it's just an event in Miami. And it's, as for Chinese New Year, it's pretty okay. One thing is its promotional imagery is the Jaguar, which it is not the Jaguar. You can't even use the Jaguar in this because it's a street event, not a hypercar event. The lilies are nice, I suppose, you know. As far as the music goes, pretty vibey. It matches the vibe. It matches it all well, I'd say. The vanities that came alongside this event, they were quite nice as well. We got the lucky card stuff with a lucky card nitro. And I mean, like I said, it's nice. It is very cool. It deserves props on itself. It's definitely miles and miles above Valentine's. But compared to the other things on this list, I just don't know if it really compares that closely as far as moodedness goes. Event picked, I would definitely say is pretty good, but yeah, it's nowhere near really. The second lap definitely gets a bit more overbearing. I think I even remember when I played this race back on the test build, it was the same. The second lap was just a bit, you know, it dragged. It really just dragged on for a little while too long. And I think that is a problem of maybe of the event, maybe of the scenery, because it's not the only ultra mooded on this list to have multiple laps. But it is one where the multiple laps are a bit more noticeable on many playthroughs. Okay, ow. And here we are, and as I said, again, in its own right, pretty damn good, but unfortunately it ranks fourth out of 5 on this list today. It's a shame, but it is pretty cool still. Now it's really getting close, and this was a hard decision to make, but I had to make it. And when I say that this is definitely a lot closer to second place than it is to fourth place, I mean it. Because, I mean, although for bitrate, it may not look as good for you, but I like, look at this, boys, already. Okay, that is the wall. It's just so good, but it's so hard to compare it to the other two that come after this. I just think it is not as good as them as far as it goes for, you know, being an ultra mooded and whatnot. You notice the assets a lot, like this tunnel asset. But the assets are a lot cooler. Instead of just being placed, they seem like they're actually, you know, bits of the map, like these tunnels that they've placed. And, you know, there's the signs, the custom guardrails, and then, you know, a lot of the stuff is later into the race, like there's that plow truck. But it just is miles above it. But I think just on experience, I think that it has to go to the other ones on this list over this race, you know. There's all these mountains. Over there, there's these brand new mountains with these stalactites. Is it stalagmite? I think it's just stalactite. But, well, they're not on the roof. They're hanging over. So, you know, just hanging ice, I suppose. And I believe there's a bit across the water here, which, yes, there's this little bit here, which has, I believe, icebergs? Because I don't remember those icebergs normally being there. And I think they're icebergs. But, yeah, again, more giant assets. I don't think those boats are ever there. But they might be, to be honest. But more giant assets that are only here for this. Vanity-wise, it didn't really come with any good vanities. In fact, it brought back a topper that was for free originally, and then made you pay a bunch for it. It definitely gets minus points for the big cow over here not having a Christmas hat or reindeer horns at all. Definitely gets minus points for that, and I've brought that up many times, but I think other than that, it's pretty good. And I believe around here is where the music will change soon. Is it this tunnel? It's perhaps this tunnel. And it still baffles me that this is the event that it is. Here we go. I'll let it just play out here. There it is. You can go through that tunnel, and there's more on the other side. But I want to go and look at the little city here, because all of these just being at the end like this, very cool. You know, all of these little cabins and presents and whatnot. It definitely is a good event. I mean, the event's over, and I've still got more to say. I mean, I do want to say that it's quick. You know, it does its job. It shows the vibe. And for Christmas, it's pretty damn good, you know. I talked about a hard decision. In the Christmas one, I talked about a hard decision. I don't think that was as hard of a decision as it was putting this in second place and not first place, especially when it's got jumps like these. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm regretting it. But it was very last minute. I was about to load into the Alpha GP one with custom dialogue and this kind of cool stuff. Maybe I'm regretting it a little bit. Okay. You know what? That's good. But, you know, we haven't played the old one yet. My thought process was right. The thing with this one is none of this, well, obviously there's the debris and stuff, which looks insane, but the actual spaceships flying above head, even that thing over there, the spaceships above us, they're all not in the map. How do I say? They're all loaded in separately. Why does it spawn me here? I'm in the car for this event as well, the From Outer Space, and it is just so cool. I love it. But you know what? It just really is. It really is a shame that the big things over there, the big spaceships, the ones that fly overhead as well, they aren't in the map. Instead, they are weather kind of things. You know, they're skybox. So like where the clouds and everything are. That's okay, Jesus. My perspective went really weird there. The reason the spaceships being part of the skybox matters is the fact that they don't show up on photo mode, no matter what you do. Yeah, like those spaceships, the ones flying by, those aren't actually there. They're skybox things, you know? They're in space. And we're already at the end of the race. You know, it's a quick one. That can be a good thing because, you know, you get the experience over and done with quick. It's a fun experience. It's a bit, I don't know how it is on a replay. Maybe it's just because I have to react to it again on replays. But, you know, it's kind of for me on replays. I definitely prefer the other thing on replays. But this event is still very, very sick. And they are so close. Trust me, the top two are completely interchangeable. And maybe I'll change my mind once we go into this next one, which is number 1, the highest rated. But, oh, we'll get a look at this cutscene. Oh, the custom cutscene at the end as well. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind. The custom cutscene at the end. Ow. It's pretty cool. And here we go. The one I've put at number 1, and I'll explain. Okay, hear me out. This is my rating, of course, but it's just so, I just find it so perfect. It's just so good. Like all of the stuff in the background, all of the assets. I prefer Alpha GP as well, I suppose. So there's a little bit of bias there. The vanities work because they're all pixelated vanities. Like even the smoke that I'm using is a pixelated smoke. There's an Among Us in the tunnel. An Among Us. The Ubisoft ended up putting on their TikTok from my video. There's the assets made, all of that. There's these billboards. Okay, you know what? We'll circle around to the billboards. There's the stadium. Like, the music is just vibey. You know, as much as there's custom checkpoint flags, as much as the, you know, the other one is really good, the Alien event is really good for a cinematic experience, I suppose. For just a bit of fun, I really love this thing. The background there, the cityscape they've made is just so cool. And like the way this all works, it's like a mod. It's literally like it's like a GTA mod of some kind. The clouds, if you look to the right inside of the track instead, you see a lot more as well. Yeah, we'll get a look at the billboard this time. There's a train that goes across the whole thing. There it is. There's the cow. There's an alien. And there's them getting our core resource, cows. You can race the train. Okay. I wonder if I could actually try and race the train here. Ooh, I'm curious now. Wait, is that a different train? Oh, no, I guess I've kind of caught up. I guess it speeds around there to catch up. Okay, that's kind of cool. But yeah, there's just so much done custom in this race. Now, I know there's a lot of stuff that is just sort of like, you know, they've been smart about it. Like, things hover if you look in the photo mode because, you know, you can't actually see them in the race. But you know what? Whatever. I just love this event. I think it's a good event they chose. I don't know which Alpha GP event it is, but I know it's just a fun one. And the assets, although they are low res, I assume they definitely took a little bit of effort, you know. I definitely think they would have. Now, that's a blue train. Wasn't the train red? How's the train blue? Or is that a different train? Is there 2 trains? Am I going insane? Oh, no, yeah, maybe there is. Because that's the other train. Okay, so the red train's slightly ahead, I assume. Wait, but that's another red train. Ah, I'm going insane. But here we are. We're at the end. And you know what? As a casual experience, I do love it a bit more. It doesn't take too long. Again, like I said with Chinese New Year, that's a 2-lap race. But it's fun for a 2-lap race. It works with the cars. You know, I've just got a solid red color car here. A top-down mode would be loved, but we don't have it. You know, I think this one doesn't have any sort of things bringing it down, I suppose. You know, like, for the alien event, I can, for a shadow of a doubt, say, you know, the track is a bit and the fact that the ships are in the skybox, so they don't render in photo mode. You know, those are things I can say about the alien event that bring it down. I can't say those for this event, you know. So I think all around, it's pretty damn good. And it gets a win in my book. So again, let me know what your ordering would be and what you think of the Ultra Mooted events. I do hope you boys did enjoy that video because I enjoyed making it. Thank you to popular members, a special thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to Icon member for the love of life. That's gonna be about from me, boys. In a bit.
My heart spills, so I'm cleaning up a mess, yeah. Gotta go to church, feel the demons at my neck, yeah. When I'm on a pill, I be feeling like I'm blessed, it's a curse. When I'm on the drugs, I'm the worst, shawty. Tell me how it feels, tell me does it hurt. Tell me if it's wrong when I'm lifting up your shirt, shawty. Tell me if it's real, or would you leave me in the dirt?